What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here tonight with our review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season number 4. I think this is episode 5, and it was titled "The Big Easy." It was the Big Easy Showdown. So, you guys, I'm gonna try to get through this video. It wasn't really much to the episode, but I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as I can because the NBA Finals is on, and I'm trying to watch that as well. If you guys are watching the finals, let me know who you guys are pulling for. If you're pulling for Toronto or if you're pulling for Golden State. Me, however, I'm really not pulling for either team, but I am hoping that Toronto pulls it out. As of right now, Toronto is, in the lead. So fingers crossed that they pull up this win because I'm so tired of seeing Golden State in the finals. But without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into this week's review. All right, you guys. So the episode, it actually picked up where it left off last week. Was when you remember Karen, she got up from the table after Giselle was talking about, how she felt about Karen talking to her business partner about her price point, everything about her business. And like I said, Karen got up and walked away from the table, and Candace went after her. So that left, Giselle, Robin, Ashley, and Monique at the table. Now, Robin, I don't know who told Robin to chime in and why Robin felt the need to chime in, but Robin should have shut the fuck up because that ain't had nothing to do with her. But Robin's gonna always be a yes man when it comes to Giselle. No matter what Giselle says, she's always gonna be a yes man. But because she was just saying whatever she said, I was like, really, Robin, shut the President Obama. I'm sorry, you guys. I love me some President Obama. That is my favorite president. Fuck that big douchebag that's in the office right now. So, like I said, Candace went outside where Karen was. So, they just talking. And, she's like, she doesn't feel the need to discuss her business with Giselle, which that's her prerogative. She doesn't have to sit there and discuss everything with her business with Giselle. And, so then, Karen does finally go back to the table. And then Karen tells her, basically, there are some things that I just won't talk to you about. And then also, she's talking about the fact that Giselle has shaded her so much. And then, but she did say, what, thank you so much for introducing me to her. I really do appreciate that. So then, after Karen says that, Candace says, well, what, Giselle, I want to thank you as well for introducing me to your therapist. And they were like, why, they was asking her questions. And, she said she needs to see her own outside therapist aside from having a therapist in the family. Your mama needs to have her license, looked at again, because somebody that miserable cannot be my therapist. That woman is miserable as fuck. And then, Candace goes even further to say that as a child, her mom diagnosed her as bipolar. And I'm like, well, damn. So you diagnose your own child as bipolar, wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? When it comes to doctors and lawyers and cops and everything, they have to, when it comes to, family members, if they're with a doctor, they can't work on their own family because it's a conflict of interest. When it comes to police investigations, lawyers and all that stuff, it becomes a conflict of interest. And for her mama to sit there and self-diagnose her as bipolar, it's something seriously wrong with Candace's fucking mama. There's something wrong with that woman through and through. So then Candace also goes a little further into telling us that, when she was talking to her mom on FaceTime or on the phone, whichever one, her mama ended up calling her what did she call her? A dumbass bitch. I'm like, damn, your mama really don't give a fuck about you to sit there when you guys are having an argument and it's about your daddy and she calls you a dumbass bitch. Damn, a dumbass bitch. A dumbass bitch. Not even just a bitch, but a dumbass bitch. She could have called you a dumbass, but a dumbass bitch. That stings right there. So, Monique is like, well, that kind of reminds me of my mother-in-law. And if we go back to season 2, I got the helper together, didn't I? I got that helper together. And her mom, and Monique says that her mother-in-law has not apologized to her since then. And then she's like, the only way things will really change is if you do something drastic when it comes to your mom, which I agree with that. That's the only way her mom gonna feel anything. And the thing that's gonna have to be drastic for Candace to get her mama's attention is to stop taking money from her mama. That's gonna be it, because with her taking money from her mama and living in that house, her mama holds all the weight against her, so she ain't gonna be able to do shit. So that's gonna be the biggest way to make a big difference with her mama. Like, oh my God, a dumbass bitch. And I understand. And I felt what Karen was saying too. That Candace and her mama need to work out their relationship, because now Karen is in a position where she's on this earth and she doesn't have her mother. Which I'm in the same situation. I'm on this earth without my mother. So when I see people who argue with their mamas and stuff, I'm like, damn. Like, I would love to trade places with you, honestly. Like, you might be arguing with your mama, but at least at the end of the day, you can be like, you know what, mama, I fucked up. I hate that we got to this point, and we can move on. I unfortunately can't talk to anything but a grave, and I don't even talk to the grave. But I definitely understood what Karen meant with that situation. So then, after the dinner, we see Katie, Giselle, and Candace. They are in Giselle's suite, and Candace is standing up for Karen. And basically, in a nutshell, she's just telling Giselle, like, stop antagonizing her, stop questioning her, stop doing so much stuff to her. Karen right now is going through so much shit in her life. Like, Karen buried her dad and her mom within 6 months of each other. So, yes, we know Karen, and I had this conversation yesterday with my cousin, with a cousin and her best friend, who's like a cousin to me, because I've known her since I was a kid. And we were talking about, my cousin and her friend, they both like Giselle. And I've told my cousin plenty of times, I don't like Giselle. I don't like Robin. I barely like any of these girls. I like them to an extent. But when it comes to Giselle and Robin, I can't deal with them. And especially Giselle, because Giselle is a mean girl. Like, I get it. And that's what I had to say. They were like, and my cousin was like, but Karen lies about stuff. True enough, Karen does lie about stuff. But she doesn't have to tell Giselle them every single thing that she does. Like, that's not what she has to do. Now, yes, with the tax shit last season and the house stuff, yes, we probably are never going to get a true answer from Karen on anything that she does. But we just have to take that and be like, what, that's Karen. Karen gonna do what the fuck she want to do. She gonna tell us what she wants to tell us. It's up to us if we believe it or not. But for Giselle to do all the stuff that she does is just wrong. And like Candace said, at this point right now, Karen is going through a lot of shit. Like, yes, come on, Toronto, y'all doing the damn thing. Sorry, y'all, but yes, Karen is just going through a lot of shit right now. It's cool to be like, okay, and I think too, what Giselle should have done differently with that situation at dinner, instead of bringing it up in front of the girls, she could have pulled Karen to the side and be like, what, Karen, I felt some type of way. And Karen also did say, if you felt any type of way, I do apologize about that. But my thing is, Giselle should not have done it at the dinner table. Giselle should have been like, okay, you know what, Karen, me and you, I just want to have a conversation with you, because I just feel a little, it's just some feelings that I have right now. And I don't want to bring them up in front of the whole group because it wasn't done in front of the group. So I'm not going to bring it up in front of the group. And that could have been that. So, and also, I love how the producers checked her in her interview, because she was like, she ain't done nothing to Karen. That's always been Karen. They were like, what about Erica Lyles? She said, oh, right. And then they said, what about Pizzagate? She's like, okay. And then they said, well, hell, we got one better for you. What about the t-shirt? Which that t-shirt was tacky as the fuck. I know it was probably, I know Giselle's intentions with the t-shirt. The intention with the t-shirt was probably to lift Karen's spirit, but it didn't do anything to lift her spirits. So then we start talking about Ashley and Ashley drinking, and does Ashley really want to get pregnant? I really don't feel like talking about this, because it's kind of a moot point at this point. Like, it's moot because She's pregnant and she's 9 months pregnant. She's about to have her baby anytime now. So it's really stupid to talk about that. But I mean, she was drinking like a fish. But drinking before you get pregnant, that don't mean that, like, that's not going to stop you from having a few drinks, or hell, having a whole bar before you get pregnant is not going to stop anything. It's when you get pregnant that you need to stop. I'm not going to go there because I know somebody. Well, she didn't know. I don't know how she didn't know. She didn't. Okay. So I have a little cousin. He's 6 years old. And my cousin, not going to go too deep into it, but she's an alcoholic. Through and through, she's a fucking alcoholic. And she was pregnant with my little cousin, and she did not know she was pregnant, and she drank the entire pregnancy. But he's a healthy, happy little boy. Very healthy and very happy. But, so, yes, you can drink before you get pregnant, and hell, unfortunately, you can drink while pregnant. Don't advise it, but you can do it. Your baby might not be healthy. You might have a premature birth, and you might have a lot of other stuff. But, it does happen. So we're just going to move on. All right, you guys. So now we move over to day number 2. So day 2, we see the women calling their men, talking to them. We see Ashley. She called her mama. And she told her mom, "Oh, Mom, I had my period." Okay, Ashley. Don't nobody give a fuck. Damn. So then we see Karen and Monique. They are downstairs. They having breakfast. Their breakfast looks so fucking good. Them pancakes that Monique was eating. I'm like, oh shit. And then that French toast that Karen had. I'm like, damn, that made me even hungrier than I already was. But they just talking about how they support one another. Karen has supported Monique when she had her miscarriage last year, and Monique supported Karen when she lost her parents. So then Monique is talking about that she and Chris are having this rainbow party, and she said she didn't know, after she had her miscarriage last year, and then she got pregnant with her son, baby. I think his name is Chase. I think her son's name is Chase. But people were talking about you're pregnant with your rainbow baby. She was like, well, she didn't know what a rainbow baby was, and then she looked it up and she found out that a rainbow baby is a baby when you get pregnant with the baby after you had a miscarriage. So she's talking about how she's planning for this rainbow party, and she's inviting her family and she's inviting Chris's family, which also includes Chris's mama, who, again, Monique said has not apologized to her from after saying I got that heifer together. And also the fact that this is the first time that his mom has been to their house since then. And, she wants Chris to have a good relationship with his mom, who is also her kid's grandmother. So then we see them, they are getting ready to head to the plantation. And when they get to the plantation, they meet Giselle's dad, who actually, Giselle looks just like her dad. Has her dad's personality as well. So then they start, before they got there, they were talking about, her dad, what he's done. He did the Texas legislature, I think, in 1967. He worked beside Dr. Martin Luther King, and he was in politics as well. And when they moved to D.C., he got out of politics. And, they asked Robin, has she, Ashley was like, you did an ancestry, didn't you? And she was like, yeah, I did an ancestry. And they were like, well, what did your ancestry say? She said, well, it said that I'm African and I'm also European. And, she was like, but with her genealogy, it's more heavy on the European side than it is on the African side. But, Robin still identified as African American, because she said both of her parents are black and they identify as black, which that's nothing against that. And they played that same back where Katie said you can't be straight out of Africa looking like that, which I thought that was an ignorant statement to make. Very ignorant statement, because when it comes to our ancestry, when it comes to your ancestry, it doesn't matter it really doesn't, you can, I have 2 cousins that are twins. One is light skinned, one is dark skinned. They just take features from, somewhere else in the family. It don't mean shit about it the shit that Katie said, you don't come out of, you're not from Africa looking like that. That was stupid, but, and I'm not gonna harp on that. But like I said, Robin identifies as an African American. If that's what she identifies as, that's what she identifies as. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, she has European descent in her. I'm pretty sure none of us are. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have multiple, races and nationalities in us. Like, if you look at me, my face is dark. My face is dark, but other parts of my body is pretty light. And I'm not trying to say anything about my skin, but what I was trying to get into with that is, like, my great grandfather, he was a Cherokee Indian, so I have Indian in me. It's way down the line, but I have Indian in me. I'm actually doing ancestry on myself just to see what my genetic makeup is. But like, we are a melting pot of a lot of different things, especially us as African Americans. And we also found that out with this history that we learned from Gisele's dad. He was just talking about what the slaves went through. The slaves, especially the women and the slave masters, they sometimes would rape the women, and the women would have kids by a white man. So it's just. But listening to all of that, the way that the slaves were treated, man, it just puts a lot of things into perspective. It puts a lot of things into perspective. And it just makes me appreciative of, what my ancestors had to go through for me to get to, me to be where I am in my life, where I don't have to deal with the stuff that they dealt with, being beat with whips and, whips, being chained, being put in a box of their own feces and everything. And oh God, just listen to that, it turned my stomach upside down. And then also to hear about the kids, how that, it was 2,200 kids that had died, and how the women, when they got pregnant, they would put their stomachs in a hole and they would beat them. I'm just like, oh my God. And then also, when you just think, not even just talking about slavery, if you just go back to when, even after slavery, when we were still dealing with the racism, and how how you had the colored only, the black sit at the back of the bus and all that stuff. It just puts into perspective for me, like, some of the things that that I am free to do today. It just makes it, it just makes you look at things and be like, wow, man. Like, I've always said, I know me and my personality, the personality that I have. I know I would not have been a good slave. I know I wouldn't have been. I would have been a rebellious slave, because that's just my personality. Like, I don't like people. I mean, it's not the fact that I don't like people telling me what to do, but you're not gonna demand things from me. You're not gonna try to beat me. I just couldn't have done it. And our ancestors were very, very, very strong people. Very strong people. But yeah, it was just interesting listening to that story. And let's talk about Gisele's dad one more time. The fact that he was talking about how they would have to put the slave masters would have to put up collateral. You know something about that, don't you, Karen? I said, damn, why he got to do that? Why he got to shade the shit out of Karen? Like, he didn't have to do that. All right, guys, and then lastly in the episode, so the girls, they are getting ready to head out in the streets of New Orleans, and they dressed up. They wore, different outfits. Giselle had a wig on. Katie, I don't know what that was on Katie's head. But, they getting ready to go out. Now, upstairs in Karen's room, Karen's on the FaceTime with Uncle Ben. And, just telling him that, the girls are getting ready to go out. And I just told the girls that I'm not going to be able to go out with them because, it's, tomorrow will be 2 months since, Dad. And, she just wasn't in the right headspace to go out. And I definitely 100% understood that. Like, I got where Karen was coming from. Like when my mom passed away, I had highs and lows. I still have highs and lows, but not nearly as much as when she first died. Like when my friends would tell me let's go out somewhere, I'd be like, okay, I would think at first, be like, cool, I can go out. But then you just get to thinking about stuff, and when you and I think the big thing is that Giselle has her parents. Karen doesn't. Karen could have been thinking like, damn, I would like to call my dad. And when she probably could have thought about like talking to her parents, it could have put her in a funk, and Karen just wasn't in the mood to go out. And like I said, downstairs the girls are getting ready. They getting ready to go out, and they go on Instagram Live, and they see that Karen is on there, and Giselle goes into the comments and says that we downstairs waiting for you, and Karen saw the comment. She said, no, you're not waiting on me. And then she's like, really? Because Karen said hey to her. She says, I love Sapphire. You know what? I think I saw that IG Live. I think I saw that live. Come to think of it, because I remember her, because I follow Karen. And I think I was bored one day and I just saw her on live, and I did see her saying that she loves South. I actually was on that live. I didn't realize that they were filming, because I didn't see Giselle in the comments. I think I came into the live like pretty late, but I did see her when she said that she loves South Africa. But I like I said, I didn't know that they were filming at that time. Well, yes, I did, but I guess I wasn't paying too much attention to it. But actually, what it was is I thought maybe Karen was like doing some, I don't know. I thought, well, when I saw that live, I actually thought Karen was doing some stuff for her fragrance. That's what I was thinking. I didn't realize that they were filming, and that they were on. She was talking to, but I do remember that live. I was on that live. But so Giselle is like, she's like, oh, she can be on Instagram Live, but she can't come out with us. Well, maybe she didn't want to be up in her room all night and, lonely. So she just said, hey, I got my phone in front of me. Let's just get on Instagram Live. I don't know why Giselle took that so deeply as she did. Like, it just didn't make any kind of fucking sense to me. No, so the girls are getting ready to leave. They all there with the exception of who, late ass Robin. So, they go to the bar and they start having shots. And when I looked at those shots, I'm like, that is not a fucking shot. Like, that shit was all the way to the top of the cup. I'm like, that is not a fucking shot. That is not a shot glass. But, they took it. And, they just start having a good time with one another. So, then after the night is over, they go back to Giselle's suite to drink some more. I'm like, Candace and Ashley and even Katie, they don't need no more. And then they start showing their titties and whatnot, having a good time with each other. And then, Candace is looking at a photo of her and Chris. And, they talking about them. And then they bring up the fact that Candace and Chris have, sex with condoms. And I'm like, so you married and y'all still having sex with a condom? She's like, she doesn't want to get pregnant. And, she was like, she's at the fertile age, which, okay. And, I think somebody said something about not everybody at that age is fertile. And then Ashley said, yeah, I'm not. And then somehow we bring up the subject. Someone mentioned what Candace said, that she didn't think that Ashley was really trying to get pregnant. And y'all, I'm not going to go too deep into that because they started arguing with one another. But I'm just not going to go too deep into it because, like I said, Ashley is now 9 months pregnant and about to have her baby. So not finna discuss that shit because it's not even worth it at this point. Because, like I said, she's pregnant and she's about to have her baby. So, you guys, that was Real Housewives of Potomac. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.